Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Piece of Pat Paints. I'm almost rocking like, what is that? The dreadlock, not the other kind of dreadlock. Why do I keep? I don't know. I was really tired yesterday, so I slept a lot. So I'm really perky. So it'll be fun. There you go. I also have something fun to play with later. If we get people on, I'm gonna use it. Anyway, so we can test it out if Sir McBeardsly shows up. He usually does. Hopefully we can get. My goal is to get a lot more people chiming in and stuff like that. But that takes time, from what I have gathered. Like that is a time thing. Eventually we will get enough people talking all the time. We get people stop in from time to time, which is awesome. So I love when anybody comes in and talks. So anyway, that's enough of me talking. We got a lot of work to do. My goal today is to get us to putting the arms on this guy. So without further ado, pump this up here. I don't have anything super interesting to talk about today. So, yeah. It was more entertaining when I had the chef's thing to talk about. That was a lot of fun. I'm still kind of basking in the glow of that. Well, I've been working. Okay, so we're almost done with this guy. He's getting real close. And he's got an ace as well. I'm thinking I might come back and do another set of lines for the black, just to bring it out a little bit more and get it to focus. There we go. Just do a little bit more of the black. There's a lot of scuffing on the shield too. So like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm happy with all the scuffing yet. But it's fun. It's a you can definitely tell that there's a design there. I think I made just this one right here made just a little too much. I think I might dial this one back a little bit. It's a pretty deep little deal. And we could always just kind of like pepper it or something like that. But anyway, we'll see what I end up doing with that one. I'm doing it a little off camera. I like to try to have a little bit of both stuff that we do on and off the camera, just because. Okay, what were we talking about? We've been talking about so many things. We've got to get these arms put on. I'm still pulling out some of these colors. I reset the palette, so I'm trying to get all the colors I want back out. So in order to get these arms on, we've got to finish working all this stuff out. So we need to figure out what all we're looking at. So we've got, you can see here, this is some sort of a melt. So this has got to be probably leather. And then these are attached to leather, but then there's a cord around it. So we're going to say, it's hard to tell what that is. Getting super droppy in my old age. It's like some sort of loop in the belt, which seems weird. Doesn't seem like that's what that's supposed to be. I don't know. It's very strange. Definitely, it goes in. Here's another one. It's not. Maybe it's just supposed to be like a knot in the cord. It's very small. Anyway. So we'll paint this under bit a leather color, and then we'll come back and we'll do cord in a cord color. Rope, cord, rope. It's probably more like rope at the scale here. Like this pouch leather. We really need to worry more about getting this stuff underneath this arms finished today, so we can come back and do arms themselves. This is a burnt sienna we're using here. I used to list all the colors. I should get back on doing that. I think it's more helpful. Nobody ever says anything, so I never know. That's the craziest thing about doing YouTube things. It's like, you don't get a lot of feedback as to what people think because you're not able to like interact with people in that way typically. Occasionally we'll get somebody who comments on here, like Francois or Fran or Akari, and then of course Mr. Sir McBeardsly, he's very helpful, but he's usually busy working while we're doing this show. I've always wondered maybe we should change the show time. I should ask him when he comes on. I don't know, it seems like we definitely get most of our views after the fact, so I wonder if we changed it up. I should take a look at when the views come in. Figure it out. Little deep on all that. Yeah, and seeing these come across these skulls like they did on the other guy. I think we ended up making that a pretty dark leather. So we have another one. Yeah, that's what we did on him, but his looks different. Just ever so slightly different. Strange. I mean, I guess we would kind of want it to be ever so slightly different, wouldn't we? It's some sort of rope or something like that. Back to these skulls over here. I always paste my skulls in a Naples yellow. I'm actually gonna be able to do this whole cloak in this. But I don't want to really overwork these things. There's a lot of little details in here we could lose easily with a bigger brush, just because of the amount of paint that would pull onto it. just trying to get a base coat down. We'll come back with a very, very light raw umber. Pick out crevices and then come back here and pull out the highlights. The maples again. Pretty easy technique, honestly. My brewing technique is pretty quick. It works pretty well. Hoi. Stretch those old fingers out for just a second. Yeah, so they don't want to go see a neurologist next. That's a little terrifying. Yeah, it's probably nothing. But you kind of worry about the implications of something like that. When somebody says neurologist, you're like, oh man, what? Oh man, oh man. Since this vlog is kind of like my, I guess my journal, I suppose. I feel like it's important to kind of talk about it. I take things pretty much in stride, so it's all is what it is. But it is a little, it's a little like I'm definitely getting old. I gotta go see a neurologist. That's getting old. But I think the point is that you know you can't really be afraid of it. You know, you have to take it in stride. I mean, what's the alternative, honestly? When you think about it, there's no, you know, are you just gonna give up right here, right now? You made it this far. Why? You know, let's not give up now. Let's not do that. We'll keep working. Keep doing something. Find something to do with yourself, you know. I mean, that's kind of why we're here doing this. A little bit, you know. I mean, me, and you know, I guess you, since you're participating, whoever happens to be watching these videos, you know, my family included, they watch these things, which is fun and it's very nice. I love it. But I know I have some other people that are kind of half into this journey of mine, and that's neat. I really think it's cool. And hopefully, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe somebody stumbles upon this and they need to hear that. You know, don't give up. You made it this far. Can't give up now. What else is going to happen? That's what I'm always wondering. Like, I'm like, oh God, what's going to happen next? It's just it's a strange way to look at the universe. But I totally want to be around because I want to know what's going to happen next. I think that's the thing that I as I get older, that I weep for the most. I'm not going to get to see what happens next once you're gone. I mean, unless the whole idea that we get to watch from a spiritual realm, that would be super cool. I'm not going to say that isn't what's going to happen, because God, I hope that's what happened. But like, it just, the idea of missing what's gonna happen, like, that's the worst part, because you just don't know. You don't know. You'll never know. I mean, it ends and that's it. And like, I don't know. I think the world's so cool. I think some of the stuff that happens here is not. But a lot of times, the good stuff prevails. Not all the time, but sometimes. And that's what is it, they had Samwise say in the movie, there's something worth fighting for, Frodo. That's real. I mean, honestly, it's real. You got to keep on with the idea that there's a reason, and that reason is a just and a good one. Now, this is just a little bit of yellow purple green to some of these areas that's around the edges. It makes that infectious look more prevalent. The intensity of this light doesn't do quite the justice it does in person, but it still looks pretty good, especially now that it's all dried out. I need this color. One of my favorites. Can you guess? That's right, raw umber. I use this stuff in everything. I don't know that I've ever painted anything that didn't use this. Ever. Like in the history of ever. I think I've always used brown. Even when I didn't have access to brown, I'm pretty sure I made this brown. Like no, it's not. Shadows aren't black. They just seem dark. There's just like absence of light. A lot of times, that's brown. Sometimes it's gray. A lot of times it's brown. And that brown is usually like a gray brown. The gray is sweet. Anyway, I'm getting weird. I guess. First things first. This real thin coat of raw umber here. Really just trying to pick up the crevices, the backs of everything. That's why you need it. You need it good and thin. You could call it a wash. You don't need it to quite wash consistency, but it does need to be pretty close. If you wanted to just wash it and be finished. I'm trying to get a little bit more precise with my work as I go. It's been fun. It's been fun reteaching myself how to do a lot of this stuff. It really kind of took about a year to get completely back up on my, where I felt like I was improving past where I had been before I stopped painting and making art. Well, this kind of art, I should say. I guess as a chef, I was making a different kind of art, but it's fun to be back to this. I really enjoy art expression. I should have never gotten away from it. A little bit more brown to this thing. Really trying to find all of its details. There's a little bit of that brown purple, but I'm using it to really pull out these details at this point before we come back. We're going to probably come back with like a reddish brown. Honestly, I want to make sure we can really see all of the details. A nice, quick, real thin washy kind of coat definitely helps with that. That's another thing we've got to check to see if we can get to underneath this tick legs before we seal all this up. This is another spot we got to check. He's holding the shield. I guess it really goes up how we do the shield. Yeah, we're good. We'll be alright. So we can attach that. Just got to make sure we got that done. That done. Pretty close to having one finished up. Hey, it's Sir McBeardsly. I got Kristen got this fun thing. Oh, I gotta do this motion. It shoots bubbles like freaking everywhere. I've been using it to play with the cats. I feel like every time we get somebody on the stream, we should blow a bunch of bubbles if they comment. Although that might make a giant mess. I'm rethinking my strategy now. But it was fun to do it once. I wanted to do it once. Anyway. Man, do they chase bubbles? If they chase bubbles, I'll love it. Her dog loves to try to eat bubbles. It's so funny. She hates the taste of them. She loves to try to eat them. Which that's not one of the most dog things you've ever heard. You probably haven't ever heard a dog. I think we can attach these arms. Get them all set up. There's still bubbles floating around in here. It's amazing. Bubbles are like one of the few things that can turn me into an absolute child. Every time, I'm always like, "Oh yeah, no, we're gonna blow some bubbles. That's fun. We're doing that. We're gonna blow bubbles." I don't know why. It's always been that way. Ow. Lee. My super glue lid got on there good. Here we go. Do these one at a time. We'll still make them pretty wide open so we can, even if we, this way we can still get to his areas that we need to, and do his arm. I mean, we could have definitely done his arm so simply if we wanted to. We should still get to just about everything there. Like we're gonna need to do much more putting, but we might need to do a little. I like that idea. Why we cut these nubs off, change the look of the thing. Whoa! Silly spring. Scared Evelyn snot out of me. Good lord. That'll make you pucker up. I don't know that I've ever seen the SpongeBob movie, honestly. SpongeBob was a little after my time. Yeah, so we need to do this section in here on the bug before we can do his head. And this is where we might need milk. This one actually doesn't look too bad. We need to look at some anatomy. Oh yeah, I know you guys loved that your SpongeBob. And I know a little bit of SpongeBob just because it's so leaked into the culture now. It's baked into the cookie. So like I know a little bit of SpongeBob stuff, but I don't enough to catch all of them. I just don't. Yeah, you know, it wasn't my time, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, get like too wrapped up in trying to be, I guess, timeless or something. Like it's like they want to understand everything, and there's a point where you're just not really going to understand the culture of the people underneath you. You know, it reminds me of what's that meme with Gary Busey or not Gary Busey, Steve Buscemi, and he's like, "Hey, how are you kids doing these days?" or whatever. You know, and you're like, man, that's it right there. They try to act exactly like that. Anyway, okay, so I think I'm gonna take a little bit of burnt umber, a little bit of the Anzarian crimson. I'm gonna mix this together to get a nice the reddish brown. That's the right color. Bloodsucker brown. How do you do, my fellow kids? Yep, that's the one. That's the meme. That's the very one of which I speak of. You just can't. After a while, you just kind of have to be like, oh yeah, well I can't keep up with their stuff. You get too broke off in your own stuff. Let me get that tick. That ugly fat tick. So gross. bit to the knuckle. Oh yeah, that definitely makes it look fucking creepy. Make sure you get all the little angles of this thing. Will definitely help it look pretty on target as far as the stripes of these legs go. Actually. And again, most of this, all this is going to be behind the head, so you're not going to see a lot of that, those legs. So we really kind of just need to get the color on them. But the ones that are coming out here a little bit more, we'll see these. We want to make sure we're a little bit more accurate. Also got to wait on definitely waiting on some stuff to dry. You don't want to put your paintbrush where you've been gluing things. It was very bad for your paintbrush. Make sure that's good and dry before you stick it on there. Just as a pro tip. Oh yeah. you. Things that make you go, ew. Oh yeah, I'm cruising right along here. I like that. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, that's like the perfect little color for those legs. It's so creepy. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so this is Mars Black. Theoretically, there it goes. And for this tick color, we're going to have this a certain type of gray. I'm not sure. That's a little bit of white. Let's put a little bit of this Naples yellow in it too. This is a little too dark. Yeah, that's the color we want. Oh, got angry over there. And then wasn't. Oh, I see. Oh, we can take. It got disconnected. Oh man, a new game came out. My girlfriend split faction. 2 story writers trapped in a simulation. Oh, that sounds like fun. Go through each other's stories. One writes sci-fi, the other writes fantasy. So go. Oh, that sounds entertaining. I'll have to look at it. I'm sure my kids will like it. They really like co-op games. It's kind of funny. Close already with the color just from the washes and stuff. Definitely come through here and catch some of this. Probably lighten it up another round too. But this is a good, really good place for us to start. It's far too intricate to dry brush. I mean, I guess you could, but you're gonna lose some of this effect. There's a lot going on here. definitely come back. Some lighter colors. Some lines here. So I got a little obscure, so we're just gonna put a little touch back. Straight white to this here. A little bit more. Close. That's gonna be pretty good, I think. Basically teaching yeah, it's great. Studio made it. It takes two. Oh, that's funny. Couple in divorce therapy transformed into dolls. Basically teaching a couple to work together, rekindle playing a relationship. That's fun. It's better than just more shoot 'em ups, I guess. I have plenty of shoot 'em ups. Plenty of shoot 'em ups out there. It's strange how something fresh can be so compelling. It's like you've played a dozen shoot 'em ups in your in a short amount of time we've been on this planet, and they come up with new ones every other day. When you wonder why we're so compelled to violence as a species, and it's just because we find it entertaining, which is really weird. but our base instinct is that we find it compelling. Violence, we find violence compelling. Yeah, yeah. It almost seems it seems less real that way too. It seems like it's less. Yeah, it's more of a cartoon violence and less of a real violence. And so this thing has these two little deals. I don't know if this is left over from the. I think it is. I'm gonna pop them off. Excess glue. Truly repulsive. I love it. Make viscous part. This one be very careful. We just glued that. We gotta be very careful. Let me take a look at this tick again. Yeah, no, the top of the head has like little stripes, little dark stripes. So I got a little bit of really dark brown. So it makes a little bit of black and burnt umber or raw under. Finish all this up tomorrow by the looks of it. Pretty close. A lot of this stuff dry. We can real quickly base coat here. Maple's yellow. Could have done this a while back. That's all right. Right on down. Get all that finished up. We'll come back and do all the blood stain on it later. Actually, add a little bit more white to it, and we got a lot to do to get this cloak going, but it's good to have it started. It'll look great in the pictures. Casting a fireball feels good. Don't forget to that's fun. Okay, well, maybe just try to make this look like flesh stretched thinner than it should be. It's nice to have it kind of started there. Alright, that should be a good place to start from tomorrow. It'll all dry up and we can start working on his face and getting ourselves down his arms and all that stuff. We gotta take a little bit look at what's going on there before we get too crazy. It doesn't look like there's a lot of like pus and stuff on those arms. It looks like that it's gonna be pretty straight up. There are some veins and stuff. We'll want to pick those out, but that should be pretty easy. But yeah, we got a pretty good jump on things today. Tick looks great. So we're moving right along. Got his arms on. I really do think we're going to need to put some nail put right back here, so we might do that tomorrow. Oh boy, I mean, we'll have to do that tomorrow. So we'll do that tomorrow, and then any other places we need to do, and we'll move through his arms. Probably start working on some of this stuff, and we'll work on maybe some other things while we're waiting on that mill put to set up. So we'll do the mill put first thing, and then we'll do his skull and stuff, because this should be good and set by then. It's pretty close now. So yeah, his face is gonna look awesome. It's gonna be such a great piece. Tick looks so gross. All right, we'll turn this guy off. Pull me down here a little bit. There we go. Well, folks, I hope you had a great time. I do. I had a great time. I always have a good time. So it's pretty easy for me. I just do the painting and the running of the mouth thing. My job's pretty easy. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. If you don't stop by tomorrow on Friday, or you know, whenever you might see this, you might not be watching it today, which is a Thursday in 2025. You might be watching this, 6 months from now. Who knows? Anyway, that's the beauty of archives like this, right? All right. Well, that's all I pretty much have for today. I'm gonna go get ready. Probably gonna go drive around, make some money tonight. Goof off. Who knows? Hope you guys have a great day. Be good to somebody out there. We'll talk to you later. Bye.